Hey guys, so right now I'm actually in Canada because I'm traveling, but I did watch the last presidential debate. I actually watched it on a plane, and now that I'm here, I want to film my reaction to it. I was almost tempted to not post anything about this, but everyone's been tweeting me about it, relentlessly asking me why I haven't really commented. It's just nothing really that shocking to me. I mean, yeah, Donald Trump said some dumb shit. They debated about core issues that we already kind of know their stance on. Nothing really that eventful happened, but hey, here I am anyway. Okay, let me just summarize it as best I can. First, they talked about abortion. Hillary is pro-choice, Donald Trump is pro-life, he wants to overturn Roe v. Wade, he wants to pick Supreme Court justices that will overturn Roe v. Wade, he wants to pick Supreme Court justices that are really pro-Second Amendment. Even though Hillary is also pro-Second Amendment, she wants, you know, reasonable regulations, and he thinks that that is just absurd. They talk a little bit about WikiLeaks and Russia, and Trump said a lot of things saying how Putin doesn't respect Hillary, and that's supposed to be significant to everyone for some reason. He talks about wanting to deport all the Mexicans, and he made some racist slurs here and there, but hey, that's Donald Trump. Oh yeah. Also, some sexist slurs, talked about women, denied stupid shit that he said that there is video evidence for. I don't know why he keeps doing this. He keeps saying, wrong, I didn't say that, but then insert video clip, yes he did. Fact checking is really fun, it's one of my hobbies. And then at the very end of it, he says, even if I lose, I'm not gonna concede. I'm not gonna actually say that I lost, I'm gonna look into it, which is just mind-blowingly stupid. And yeah, who cares about democracy? But anyways, I'm gonna go through clip by clip and show you guys some of the ridiculous things from the debate, so enjoy.
For me, that means that we need a Supreme Court that will stand up on behalf of women's rights, on behalf of the rights of the LGBT community. But I feel that at this point in our country's history, it is important that we not reverse marriage equality, that we not reverse Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, so in my opinion, this is pretty obvious shit, but Donald Trump disagrees. To some degree, I live in a bubble. You know, I live in Los Angeles. I'm surrounded by, you know, a lot of LGBT people, a lot of women, a lot of, you know, people who are pretty liberal thinking, and I start to just get into this routine of thinking that maybe that's how most people are. But then I watch debates like this and then visit family in the South sometimes and realize that it's actually not like that. A lot of people, you know, do want to overturn Roe v. Wade. A lot of people do want to reverse marriage, you know, equality, and it's just, it blows my mind, but it exists, and Donald Trump, I guess, if that's how you feel, is your candidate.
I feel that the justices that I am going to appoint, and I've named 20 of them, the justices that I'm going to appoint will be pro-life, they will have a conservative bent, they will be protecting the Second Amendment.
He goes on a lot about the Second Amendment, as though Hillary wants to take away all our guns. She take our guns, but that's not what she says. She's never said that. She's always been in favor of the Second Amendment, as am I. Guns are cool, that's great, whatever, have a gun, but Jesus Christ, there should be regulations.
You oppose any limits on assault weapons, any limits on high-capacity magazines. You support a national right to carry law.
People shouldn't be able to just get a gun if they have a criminal record, for example. Background checks would be a good thing to have, but apparently that's too liberal for Donald Trump.
We have 33,000 people a year who die from guns. I think we need comprehensive background checks, need to close the online loophole, close the gun show loophole. There's other matters that I think are sensible, that are the kind of reforms that would make a difference, that are not in any way conflicting with the Second Amendment.
33,000 people. Donald Trump on his high horse talking about, I'm pro-life, but somehow this 33,000 number doesn't really faze him at all. Conveniently, you know, that might piss off the NRA.
But I'm very proud to have the endorsement of the NRA, and it's the earliest endorsement they've ever given to anybody who ran for president.
Mr. Trump, you're pro-life, but I want to ask you specifically, do you want to see the court overturn Roe v. Wade?
Well, if we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be, will happen. And that'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court.
It's really scary to me that Donald Trump wants to overturn Roe v. Wade. Like, I feel like we've progressed as a country to a certain point, and he just wants to, like, take giant steps back. And not only does he want to talk about being pro-life and talk about abortion, he wants to defund Planned Parenthood. Most of what Planned Parenthood does has nothing to do with abortion. They provide health services to men and women, and birth control methods, not abortion, birth control methods, so people don't even get pregnant to the point of needing to have an abortion. Without Planned Parenthood and things like that, we would be in a much worse off situation, but he wants to get rid of it. He wants to defund Planned Parenthood. He even threatened to shut down the government so he could defund Planned Parenthood. I mean, it just blows my mind that at this day and age, there's a candidate that is the nominee for one of the two biggest parties that we have, and he's got support, and he says shit like this.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, I strongly support Roe v. Wade, which guarantees a constitutional right to a woman to make the most intimate, most difficult in many cases decisions about her health care that one can imagine. And I do not believe the government should be making it.
And then they move on to talking about immigration, and Donald Trump makes the claim that Hillary just wants open borders. She just wants to let everybody into the country, wants zero regulation of it, and he says that there are just bad Mexicans, bad hombres, I think that he said, that we just need to get rid of them.
Hillary wants to give amnesty. She wants to have open borders. But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
Mr. Trump, thank you.
We're just gonna get all them hombres out of here. Just get them out. And then, of course, Hillary has to clarify that she does plan on getting rid of any criminals. She doesn't want open borders, things of that nature that need to be explained, apparently, to Donald Trump over and over and over again.
I have been for border security for years. I voted for border security in the United States Senate. And my comprehensive immigration reform plan, of course, includes border security. Getting rid of any violent person, anybody who should be deported, we should deport them.
Yeah, we're just going to build a wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it, even though the Mexican government clearly said they're not going to pay for it. And then, of course, Trump conveniently ignores the fact that he's been using undocumented workers for a long time and underpaying them.
What I am also arguing is that bringing undocumented immigrants out from the shadows, putting them into the formal economy will be good, because then employers can't exploit them and undercut Americans' wages. And Donald knows a lot about this. He used undocumented labor to build the Trump Tower. He underpaid undocumented workers, and when they complained, he basically said what a lot of employers do. You complain, I'll get you deported.
Yeah, those dangerous hombres that we need to get out. He's only worried about the ones that aren't illegally working for him. And then they go in and talk about WikiLeaks and Russia's involvement trying to influence the election. And apparently there are 17 very credible intelligence agencies in the United States that have backed this claim, and Donald Trump just ignores it. He just totally ignores it, says it's something that Hillary has made up.
She has no idea whether it's Russia, China, or anybody else.
I am not quoting myself.
No idea.
I am quoting
Hillary, you
17.
Have no idea.
17 intelligence. Do you doubt 17
our
military
has
and
no
civilian
idea.
Agencies? Well,
yeah,
he'd rather believe Vladimir Putin than the military and civilian intelligence professionals who are sworn to protect us. I find that just absolutely.
She doesn't like Putin because Putin has outsmarted her at every step of the way.
And then says over and over and over again that Putin doesn't respect Hillary or Obama and that he outsmarted them.
She has been outsmarted by Putin. Let me tell you, Putin has outsmarted her and Obama. She has been outsmarted and outplayed worse than anybody I've ever seen in any government. Look, Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
You're a puppet. Nuh-uh, you're a puppet. Nuh-uh, you're a puppet. Real mature.
He has no respect for her. He has no respect for our president.
Saying that Putin doesn't respect Hillary isn't like a good argument. That's like saying insert horrible person doesn't want to be my friend. Okay, and now it gets to my favorite part of every debate, where Trump is called out on some stupid shit that he says, and he denies it, and then I insert proof of him clearly saying those things that he just said wrong to.
Where he said that he could not possibly have done those things to those women because they were not attractive enough for them to be assaulted.
I did not say that.
In fact, he went on to say...
Her 2 minutes, sir, her 2 minutes.
But did not say that.
It's her 2 minutes.
He went on to say, look at her. I don't think so. About another woman, he said, that wouldn't be my first choice.
Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
I love it whenever he's presented with stuff like this. He tries to say, no one has more respect for women than I have. And he's said this so many different times, and every single time he does it, the crowd laughs. It's hilarious.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody. Nobody has more respect.
Please, everybody.
All fiction, all fictionalized. Probably or possibly started by her and her very sleazy campaign.
Hillary's very sleazy campaign. She's making up that I said these things. I'm not going to actually take responsibility for saying these things that I clearly said. It's Hillary and her sleazy campaign making up lies. It's fiction.
So we know what he has said and what he's done to women, but he also went after a disabled reporter, mocked and mimicked him on national television.
Wrong. Wrong. That's just wrong. You can't just say wrong every time somebody brings up stupid shit you did. Donald, video cameras, okay? Things are on the internet. You can't just say wrong and think people aren't going to go home and look it up.
As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
And if that's not bad enough, I feel like the worst part of this entire debate was whenever he was asked if he lost, if he would basically lose gracefully, and his answer was a very resounding nope.
Your running mate, Governor Pence, pledged on Sunday that he and you, his words, will absolutely accept the result of this election. Today, your daughter Ivanka said the same thing. I want to ask you here on the stage tonight, do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
Sir, there is a tradition in this country. In fact, one of the prides of this country is the peaceful transition of power, and that no matter how hard fought a campaign is, that at the end of the campaign, that the loser concedes to the winner. Not saying that you're necessarily going to be the loser or the winner, but that the loser concedes to the winner and that the country comes together in part for the good of the country. Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
I'll keep you in suspense? The fuck is that shit? Who cares about democracy? If I lose, we'll see. I might not go peacefully, even though my VP said that I would, my daughter said that I would, but fuck all that noise. I'm just gonna keep you in suspense. I don't understand Trump at all. In the first presidential debate, he was actually somewhat reasonable and said, okay, you know what, I guess if Hillary wins, I will support her. The second debate, he just went apeshit and was like, you know what? Not only am I not going to support you, but I'm going to win and I'm going to put you in jail. He was threatening her. And now on this third debate, he's like, I'm not going to concede. Even if I lose, I'm not going to actually lose. I'm going to have to look into that because it's going to be rigged. No way Donald Trump in all of his glory could lose to Hillary. Because so many people just love Donald Trump. It would just be shocking if he didn't win. You know, I'm in Canada right now, guys. I might just stay here. Anyways, that's my take on the debate. I pretty much summed it up at the very beginning of this video anyways. Nothing really shocked me here, but that's it. No more debates. They're done. It's just up to people who are going to vote. And hopefully we don't totally fuck ourselves by voting for Trump. Sorry, I know that a lot of people get offended. Surprisingly, even on my channel, people get offended whenever I, you know, come out against Trump. But like, Jesus Christ. Like, really? I don't understand. Like, he's... Whatever, I don't relate. I just do not mentally relate to people who are Trump fans. That's fine. You know, just research people. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I am telling people who can vote to vote. I think it is important to take, you know, a part of the process and be a part of things and actually let your voice be heard. So anyways, that's it. I'm done. I'm like super depressed watching this. It took me forever to go through it. It always does. And these debates are just frustrating for me. It just seems so unprofessional, and it should be. It's the frickin' election to be president of the United States, and it feels like a fight in preschool or something like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments section below. Like this video if you liked it. All my social media links are in the description. Also, I want to let you guys know that I've been live streaming a lot on YouNow, so if you want to hear me talk more politics, I will be live streaming during the actual election whenever it's happening and they're picking people. So make sure to follow me on YouNow. I do broadcasts, you know, pretty often, a couple times a week and stuff. So hopefully I see you guys there. I'll leave a link to that also in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Trump is just a modern day martyr. My God, I think he should hire Joey Salads to be the new spokesperson to talk about how great Donald Trump is.
He was risking his entire livelihood to do this. He stopped doing what he was doing, to come into this massive public eye and just be scrutinized by half the population.